We have UFC Mexico this Saturday. We have Brandon Moreno taking on Loner Kavanagh in the main event. Loner Kavanagh is taking this on short notice. Great card, big matchups for the divisions, and I'm going to break down each and every fight. So let's start off with the early prelims. For the first fight of the night, we have Wes Schultz take down Damian Pinas. Uh, I'll just call him Damian. So Wes Schultz, this guy is a great wrestler. In his senior year of high school, he won Wisconsin state champion with a record of 47 wins and 0 losses. He's very creative when he gets takedowns. As we can see, he got a Sulov stretch on his second appearance on the Contender Series within the first 2 minutes, getting the contract against the undefeated Mario Mingaj, who is not that great. He's been knocked out by Mansour Abdul Malik, which is really not a bad loss, as we've seen. Abdul Malik is crushing it so far in the UFC, knocking out Tricolli, Nick Klein, Tudorovic. So that is really not a bad loss, and he was a big underdog in that fight. And his defense is not great. That's one thing I don't really like about him. He has like unorthodox defense, but it's not like a Yuri type defense. It's where he's just kind of moving and hope he gets away from the shots. On the other hand, Damien, very powerful striker. 7 wins by knockout, 1 submission win. His only loss coming by disqualification due to illegal kick. And this guy, his fights don't really go long. Usually, the latest it's gone is like the late second round. Um, but he hits heavy, like heavy shots, but his gas tank is really not tested against high level. Obviously, Wes Schultz not the highest level, but definitely the best wrestler he has fought. And he's Damien can get taken down, which is really not that good. We've we've seen Wes Schultz get the submissions. He has nice takedowns and is very creative on the ground. He looks for the ground and pound. Although Damien is a very heavy hitter, I am going to go with the underdog Wes Schultz here, just due to the fact I think he is going to be able to survive on the feet until he gets the takedowns, and I'm going to think he gets the takedowns. I think there's going to be levels to the ground game here. So give me the first underdog of the night for the very first fight. Give me Wes Schultz by submission over Damien in this first fight. For the second fight of the night, we have Eric Silva take down Francis Marshall. And Eric Silva, he is kind of a well-rounded fighter. He's really not that good, but he has 3 wins by knockout, 4 submissions, 2 decisions. Um, I don't. He likes to when he gets the submissions, it's usually by rear naked choke. He likes to look for the back. He's coming off a very bad leg injury almost 2 years ago. I think just about 2 years ago against Muhammad Naimov in the first 45 seconds. Was submitted by TJ Brown, and TJ Brown is not the greatest. I don't He's not even in the UFC anymore. Francis Marshall, on the other hand, I feel like this is a fight. Francis Marshall had a very close fight. Many people thought Francis Marshall actually beat Myron Santos again, but they gave the decision to Myron Santos. I feel like this is a fight just to get Francis Marshall back into the win column. I just think Marshall is going to be the better. He's just going to be better than Silva pretty much everywhere the fights go. The striking, the grappling, the jujitsu. I just think everything. Marshall is just a step ahead. Although I don't really like his volume at times, even if he's winning the fight. But I don't think that'd be a problem here. So give me Francis Marshall in this fight. I think he's gonna get it inside the distance. I'm kind of leaning a submission, so I'll go Francis Marshall by submission. But I think he gets the win either way. Then we go to the first women's fight of the night. We have Ernesta Chikate. I don't know how to say that versus Regina Tyrin, and I'm pretty sure Tyrin is taking this fight on like 2 days' notice because there's supposed to be someone else, some Argentinian girl, but she pulled out. I was supposed to see Sofia Montenegro, which would be a lot closer fight, but I'm guessing this fight was just announced like in the last 2 days. I don't really know anything about Tyron, I'm gonna be honest, but taking the fight on 2 days' notice in the UFC against a good striker in the UFC as Karakate, who so I'm gonna go Kirakata here. She beat Cardi Judice on the Contender Series. Judice is doing very well in the UFC so far, so I just can't trust a woman's fighter taking the fight on like 2 days' notice against a good striker like Karakate, I guess. This one I really have not done much research into it, but I bet you Karakate is gonna be a big favorite in this matchup. So give me Karakate. I'm definitely saying the last name wrong, guys, but I don't really care. So yeah, I don't have much to say. Give me Karakate in this way. I'm gonna say just decision, I guess. I could see knockout if Tyron is not in the best shape, maybe not the best cardio or anything, but yeah, so give me Karakate in this fight. And then this matchup is a little interesting. We have Silva de Andrade taking on Javier Reyes. Silva, I'm gonna call him just Andrade. Andrade has a lot of UFC experience, 13 fights. He's a positive record of 7 wins and 6 losses. He has 20 knockout wins, 2 submission wins, and 7 decision wins. Um, he does. I think he is the better fighter in this matchup overall. Um, he's decent striking, but sometimes he's just behind, just a step behind, like he was against Miles Johns. Um, he does throw a wheel kick every once in a while, which actually lands quite a bit more than all the other fighters. I just think because at the times you throw it, it's very unexpected. So on the other hand, Javier Reyes, he's just coming off the Contender Series where he got a highlight knockout with knees and punches, and I do think Silva de Andrade is the better and more technical fighter in this fight, but I'm going to have to go with Reyes just because Silva de Andrade is 40 years old. I don't know how durable this guy's going to be. Um, Reyes, he does have a ground game, 8 submission wins, but this guy's really not technical, but he is going to be throwing a lot. Like this guy's just going to be there all through rounds. And that's what I like about him. He's going to be pushing the pace. He's not going to slow down. He's always going to be throwing something, whether that's a kick, punch. If he wants to go with the takedown, he's always going to be doing something in this fight. It's not like he's just going to stand there and be very low output. Sorry. So I'm going to go with Javier Reyes due to output and the fact that he is a much younger fighter at 32 years old, unlike Silva Andrade, who is almost 40 years old. So give me Javier Reyes in this fight. I do think it is going to be a close fight because I think, like I said before, Andrade I think is the more technical fighter, but I just think Reyes at this time is going to be just outwork. I think yeah, he's going to be outworking Silva Andrade. That's what I believe. So give me Javier Reyes just by outworking Silva de Andrade. Then we have Christian Quinonez taking on Chris Mutino. I'm gonna start with Chris Mutino because there's really not much to say about him. This guy is just not skilled. Like he's really not. Like he works hard, but like he is just not. He just doesn't have the talent. I don't think that's what it is. Um, we've seen him absorb like almost an insane amount of strikes from Sean O'Malley before getting finished. Has not won in the UFC. Who was 0-3. He won like 5 on the on the regional scene, but come on, that's regional scene. He's our scene's cans and gets slept by Malcolm Wellmaker in the first round. Got knocked out by Ken Keddy, who's this guy with a 10-8 record, who's 4-6 in the UFC. But Chris Mutino, he's gonna be walking down until he gets knocked out. He really doesn't have much power. It's not like he's a good grappler either. He's just not good. Talent wise, he is not good. On the other hand, Christian Quinonez, I probably pronounced that wrong, but good striker, power. He will work in the takedowns once in a while. He was winning the fights again. He was winning the fight against Ronnie Barcelos before he was choked out in the third round. He was actually kind of hurting Barcelos on the feet. He was submitted by King Ho Kang, who actually does not have that bad of a ground game. He is very slick on the ground with 12 submission wins. But I mean, Mutino, what is this guy going to offer on the ground? Realistically, but Cuninez is going to be the better striker. He's going to be lighting up Mutino on the feet, and the fight is just going to go Cuninez's way until there's a stoppage. So I'm going to go with Cuninez by knockout. Don't know when it will happen. Don't know how. It's just I don't see how Mutino could win this fight. Although I don't think Quinines deserves to be this big of a favorite just because he is not that great himself. It's just how bad Mutino is. But give me Christian Quinines in this matchup. Then we have Macy Chiasson taking on Aline Perez. And I am a big Macy Chiasson hater. I really don't like her fighting style. I really think she has low IQ and does not fight to win at points at sometimes. Lost against Yana Santos. Yana Santos is kind of old for a women's fighter, and I don't think Yana Santos is that great overall. Macy Chiasson, she has the tools to be a great fighter. She has a ground game. She has decent striking. She's lengthy. But she sometimes just doesn't want. She doesn't. She doesn't have that dog in her to fight. She got a doctor stoppage against Bueno Silva with nasty elbows on the ground. I'll give her that. But I really don't think she's that good. Eileen Perez, good grappling. She is kind of fast on the striking. When if you actually look back at the fights, like when you watch it live, it doesn't look as fast. But if when you rewatch the fights, you'll see she's actually kind of a fast striker. But she's gonna go for the takedowns. Even if you keep stuffing her, she's gonna keep going for them. She's 5-1 in the UFC. So I'm gonna take Eileen Press here. I just think she's gonna be able to get the takedowns on a tall fighter like Macy Chiasson, and I think she's just gonna be able to control her there. I don't see Chiasson just getting back up repeatedly, and even if she does, Eileen Perez is just gonna keep going for the takedowns. It's not like she's gonna stop if she gets stuffed a few times. So give me Eileen Perez in this matchup, probably by decision. Then we have Jose Medina taking on Ryan Gandra. Jose Medina, there's really not much to say about his fighting style. He's just durable, a durable Mexican guy who is pretty much just a punching bag. He will throw strikes, but it's not like he's throwing strikes that have probably have zero power behind them. It's just like he's gonna love tap you in the face. Like Gandra would probably not even feel his punches if Medina lands. Like his shots are so weak that there's like no intent behind them. If he lands clean shots, it's not gonna phase Gandra. Um, that's pretty much all there is to say about him. Walks forward, tough, throws these shots that are like feathers, pretty much. Feathers might be a little bit stronger than his punches, but Gandra on the other hand, finisher, 4 knockouts, 2 submission wins, and 2 decision wins. He's coming off a contender series knockout in the first round. And this guy is actually kind of patient if you watch him. Like if he sees the opportunity, he is going to blitz forward and he usually does get it. But if he blitz forward and doesn't feel like he's gonna get the finish, he's gonna back off. At range, he will throw a calf kick once in a while just to act like just to do something. But I think this fight could go a little bit longer than expected. Just if Jose Medina is a tough guy. He's only been knocked out by Atiba Gautier, which is not a bad knockout, not a bad way to get knocked out. But I think Ryan Gandra should finish this fight, whether that is knocking him out, hurting him, getting the takedown, or going for submission. I think Gandra. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know how he would lose this fight unless he has the worst gas tank known to man. That's the only way. But give me Ryan Gandra in this fight, by knockout or submission. Then we have a fight between Luna and Pacheco. Luna is a powerful striker that does have a ground game too. He has 3 knockout wins with 4 submission wins too. He is very powerful. Although he looks like he might not be the biggest guy, he does carry quite a bit of power, fast striker. The one thing that worries me is we have not really seen him go the distance at all. He's only seen one third round in his career, which he won by submission. On the other hand, Pacheco is one of the guys where we saw on the regional scene who looked very good and promising, but when fighting high level competition, that kind of faded away. He His recent fight was a loss against Colin Lawron, who I really do not like at all. Lovren, whatever you want to say his name. But he pretty much got out wrestled in that fight. Before that was Danny Silva, which is really not a bad loss. Danny Silva is a 10-2 prospect, but he really has not found success in the UFC so far. Although he just had one fight against Loran and Danny Silva on the Contender Series. He did get the contract on Contender Series because of his performance, which we don't really see much, although he lost it. But I think Luna is going to be the better striker. He's going to be able to stop the takedowns from Pacheco. And the only thing that worries me is Pacheco is he is gritty fight. He is a gritty fighter. He is going to be there the whole fight. But I just think Luna is going to be a few steps ahead of him in everything: speed, striking, jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to take Santiago Luna in this fight. Although I could see it getting a little dicey, maybe going into the third round, late second round. But I think Luna will be okay. So give me Luna. He could maybe catch Pacheco and knock him out. Although Pacheco hasn't been finished, so I don't see that happening. So maybe Luna gets his first decision win here, but I'm not sure how he's going to win. But give me Luna in this matchup against Pacheco. Then we have Emmanuel Rodriguez taking on Kevin Borjas. Kevin Borjas is a good striker. He has a good 1-2 down the middle, which we really saw against his recent performance, or 2 fights ago against Ronaldo Rodriguez, who I really don't think is a great fighter at all. Kevin Borjas' last fight against Sumer Derji was probably one of the more disappointing performances where he could not get his rhythm at all. He really did not display anything in that fight, which was kind of upsetting after such a dominant performance against Ronaldo Rodriguez just before that. On the other hand, Emmanuel Rodriguez, who's a great striker, he does have wrestling. He's coming out of a great training camp with Daniel Cormier. So I think he will be well prepared for any wrestling. His cardio will be okay. I think he's a great striker coming off a knockout on the Contender Series, where he did get hurt. If I do remember it, he did get hit with a couple nice shots, but he still won the fight. So it does say he's undefeated, but he did lose on the Ultimate Fighter to Joseph Morales, who that was a very, very close fight. If you do watch that back, where I think you definitely could have gave it to Emmanuel Rodriguez. The only way he could have lost is just like by maybe a takedown or two. But Joseph Morales obviously finding some success in UFC. If they ran that fight back, I would favor Emmanuel Rodriguez. I think just because I think his wrestling will improve training with Daniel Cormier more. So give me Emmanuel Rodriguez in this fight. I think he's gonna find his rhythm in the striking. Borjas, he kind of I don't know how to say this. Like he doesn't look great against guys that have pressure or power against him, and Emmanuel Rodriguez has both. So I think Borjas is gonna fade in this fight. He's not gonna look great at all. So give me Emmanuel Rodriguez in this fight. I'm really not sure how he's gonna win it because Kevin Borjas is durable. He has a one knockout loss and one submission loss, so maybe Rodriguez knocks him out. We'll see, but I'm going to take Rodriguez for the win here. Moving on to no, the second fight on the main card with Edgar Chairez taking on Felipe Bunes, and I really actually like this matchup a lot. Edgar Chairez is like a boxer who discovered jiu-jitsu and has used it very effectively offensively. He has quite a bit of submission wins against CJ Vergara, Daniel Lacreda, and a few submission wins on the regional scene. He is very durable, heavy power. He mixes in the grappling very well. He does have 4 decision losses. Obviously, one of those coming to Joshua Van, who that is not. He had his moments. He almost finished Joshua Van in that matchup. Tetsuo Taira, he had a guillotine in the end of the third round, which was it was locked in, but there's just a couple seconds left. And losing to Clayton Carpenter on the Contender Series, I really don't think that is a great loss to have, but that was a couple of years back, and I think he has very much improved since that fight. On the other hand, Felipe Bunes, this guy is He has very high level jujitsu, especially on his back. If you take him down, you're gonna be fighting for your life off arm bars. He does like to go for the arm bar a lot. He has respectable Muay Thai too. I think he trains with Davison Figueiredo, or he did. He lost to in his last fight, Rafael Estevan, who is a undefeated fighter, 14-0, who I think is a very high level prospect. And before that, he submitted Jose Johnson in the first round in the first 2 minutes. Jose Johnson, the fight hit the floor and Felipe Bunez locked up an armbar. But Jose Johnson is known to have terrible submission defense, sorry, with 6 submission losses. Bunez did get finished by Joshua Van. This one is kind of a close matchup because I think Edgar Chairez does not have the greatest takedown defense, and Bunez is going to be going to try to get this fight to the floor. I'm trying to say, and I think he is going to be able to. It's just what he does on the floor is the whole. However, the fight plays out. I think it's whatever Felipe Bunez does on the ground. If Edgar Chairez is able to get up constantly, he's going to win this fight. But if Bunez locks something up, or maybe a rear naked choke, a Darce, guillotine, if he finds an armbar, which he loves, I think Bunez could get this done. I'm going to take the underdog here. I think he's going to start early. He's going to go for the takedowns. I think he's going to get Chairez down. And I think he's going to be very aggressive on the mat. That could obviously downplay and he loses position. But I think he is going to take that risk and he's going to get it. So give me Felipe Bunez to get the upset win over here. I've not really seen much people take Bunez in this fight, and I can see why. But I'm going to take Bunez to win this fight by submission in the first round. I'm going to say I think he's going to get this done maybe early, mid to late first round. Give me Bunez by submission. Okay, and then we have Zalhuber and King Green. And Daniel Zalhuber, man, this guy, he was a prospect at one point, and he has just looked very bad in his last couple fights, especially against Michael Johnson. He was a huge favorite against like a 40-year-old, and he's losing. Obviously, Michael Johnson, a great striker, but come on. So, and this is like another scenario, just like another old guy, old striker. Bobby Green, or King Green, is like 39 years old. And we have just seen Huber lose in this exact scenario. I'm I don't think I have to break down these fighters. King Green, obviously striker, hands low, weird movement kinda. Daniel Huber is a good striker, but this guy's just too patient or he's just too scared to throw. I'm gonna take no win because I don't think he should not lose in Mexico against another 40-year-old, but I don't know what has changed. So I don't I don't know. Just give me Daniel Huber in this fight by this. I think she should knock out King Green. King Green gets hurt by a gust of wind now, so give me Daniel Huber by knockout in this matchup. And then we have Marlon Vera taking on David Martinez. Marlon Vera, if you know him, this guy waits until maybe the last 2 minutes of the fight, and then he starts throwing. I don't know why. If there was no rounds in the UFC, he would be undefeated because he is so durable and he is way too patient. He like waits till the last couple of minutes to start throwing. He has one of the highest finish rates in this division, and I don't remember the last time he has gotten a finish. It was in 2022 against Dominic Cruz. He had a close fight against Zahabi in his last matchup, which was a split decision. He is a good striker. He has nice front kicks. He's good elbows, good knees. He has a BJJ black belt, but he barely ever uses that. David Martinez, on the other hand, very good striker. 10 knockout wins, 3 decision wins. Beat Rob Font, which is actually pretty tough fight for your second fight in UFC. Just before that, he beat Simon Oliveira, but let's be honest, was Simon ever winning that fight? Probably not. So I'm gonna take David Martinez here. I think he's a much better striker. He's gonna be landing the more output. Marlon Vera is gonna wait until the last couple of minutes, then he's gonna start throwing. So I can't trust Marlon Vera at all. So give me David Martinez in this matchup. And for the main event of the night, Brandon Moreno taking on Loner Kavanagh. Brandon Moreno, one of the best in this division. He has pretty much fought everyone there is a fight: Tetsuya Taira, Albazi, Royval, Steve Erceg, Pantoja, Figueiredo, Kaikar France, Brandon Royval again, Kaikar France again. This guy's fought them all. He is 11-6 in UFC, 11 submission wins. He is coming off a knockout loss against Tatsuro Taira, where I think Taira is just one of the most skilled in this division, especially in the grappling department. He got back. Moreno was never escaping that. It was a ground and pound. People complaining about the stoppage. I was fine with it. But before that, beat Steve Erceg dominantly and destroyed Amir Albalzi dominantly. Had a split decision with Royval and a split decision to Pantoja before that. He is going to be there all 5 rounds. He's not going to gas though. He has good grappling and wrestling. Good. He's a good striker, good boxer. He's heavy on that front foot, which could make him susceptible to calf kicks, which I don't think will be a problem in this matchup. The one flaw I find about Brandon Moreno is when he enters, he is very susceptible, or whatever you want to call it, to hooks when entering. We saw it against Pantoja. That is how he got dropped. We've seen it against Kaikar France. He can get clipped with those hooks when he is entering. And Kavanagh, one of his best weapons is the hook, the counter hook when his opponent enters in. We saw it on the contender series and we've seen it in his regional fights. So that is something I'm a little bit worried about. Hopefully, but Moreno is tough. He has a good chin. Kevin, on the other hand, this guy's an insanely fast striker. He does slow down as the fight goes, which is going to be very bad in this matchup, especially at elevation. He looked very sharp in the first round against Charles Johnson. That was right before getting knocked out in the second round. Beat Felipe dos Santos, who's not in the UFC anymore. Got a win over Jose Ochoa, which is actually a good win. Ochoa is oh, that's an okay win. Ochoa just lost that Suleiman Bayev where he just got wrestled the whole time, so it's really not that bad. But I mean, this is a massive step up in competition. As much as I want to pick Lona Kavanagh, my gut is telling me he's gonna find the counter left hook. I just have to go with my brain and go Brandon Moreno to win this fight. In the later stages, I could definitely see a stoppage if Lona Kavanagh gasses out near the end of the fight, but I don't know. I want to go Kavanagh, but I'm going to be smart and give me Brandon Moreno in this matchup, either by late knockout or decision. All right, guys, that's my UFC Mexico Moreno versus Kavanagh full card breakdown and predictions. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.